This one simple YouTube strategy made my client here $25K in a single month, basically from only these 3 videos alone. And I know in the title it says YouTube funnel, but in this video, I'll run you through the entire strategy and I'll cover how the funnel aspect of this works as well. To preface the strategy, the goal is by no means to go viral, to reach a whole bunch of people, or to bring in a high volume of bad leads. The strategy is specifically tailored to service-based businesses or info and info offers. What we're looking to do in a nutshell is reach the highest quality leads within our audience, within the industry, using relevant topics, the best practices of video structures, packaging, titles, everything like that, and then tying it together with a seamless funnel within YouTube itself that walks our prospects/viewers through a mini sales process that pre-sells and nurtures them into booking a call, which at that point makes them a higher quality lead through YouTube because they spend so much more time with you, therefore having a higher rate of showing up to that call ready and willing to pay. And it all starts with our topics. If we don't have relevant topics, if we don't have some sort of volume to feed into the pipeline in the first place, then none of this will work. We have to do the research. We have to find the relevant topics. We have to have the right things to talk about, the things that are in high demand. Look for the gaps. What are other creators out there, other offer owners putting out in their content that's doing well? What are they missing? How can we take their angles and make them better? How can we steal aspects of their packaging, of their thumbnails and their titles? But it really all starts with the topic. What we're talking about has to matter. And the reason why this is so important for YouTube specifically is that yes, you can pull people from TikTok, from Instagram, from X, from other socials into YouTube and nurture that audience. And while yes, that's super effective, there's a whole bunch of traffic on YouTube itself that we don't want to disregard. And YouTube, in terms of the way it interprets its data and it looks at your analytics, it's going to favor internal users that came from their platform, that stayed on their platform after watching your video and they saw it on their platform first. And if we think about the way that viewers find our videos on YouTube, they find them on the home feed, they find them on suggested, or the most primary and popular place that YouTube is known for is their search function. People are searching for a specific solution to watch a specific type of video on a specific topic. And so our videos have to be relevant. But the good thing is there's a lot of data and resources out there to make our research way better, to stack all the odds in our favor of our topics actually being relevant and hitting. Number one, we can go with the classic route of going on YouTube, looking at our competitors, using vidIQ to see more data on how they really performed past the surface level of just views, likes, comments. And this is definitely something we should do regardless of any other strategy. We should be finding our top competitors, putting them in a list, looking through all their videos and seeking out, okay, what are these relevant topics? What outside of the topic made this video do well? What is the outlier score that we're looking for in vidIQ, which is going to show us not just if a video did well, because that data alone is not very important. Let's say a creator has 1 million subscribers on their channel and a video gets 50,000 views and their rolling average is 250,000. Then that 50,000 views might sound good or look good to you, but it's actually not good for their account. Therefore, their outlier score would actually be lower. What we want to look for is high outlier scores, typically something that's at least a 5x, meaning for that channel, this video performed well. Now, another tool that I really love, I use for my own content research, I use for all my clients, is 1 of 10. A great way to look at this is it's basically all of YouTube's data in one place, plus the feature of AI to help you with titles, thumbnails, etc. You're going to have the same function of going through YouTube, using filters, looking for competitors, but everything's just a bit quicker because it's all of the data in one place. And 1 of 10's simple purpose is for YouTube research to succeed and grow your YouTube channel. So everything's going to be a lot quicker using 1 of 10. And number 2 is one of the single most important parts of YouTube, which seems super simple, but is so important, and it's packaging. And if you don't believe me that this is important, just go look up, go find how many times Mr. Beast will split test a thumbnail or a title, the amount of research that goes into what is this thumbnail going to be, what is this title going to be. Sure, a lot of effort and money will go into the video structure and what the video is about. We'll talk about that next, but packaging is so important on a platform like YouTube where it's very visual. People are first seeing the thumbnail, they're seeing the text, and they're deciding because they're in scanning mode, just like on any other social platform, just like on the internet in general. They're scanning and saying, is this worth my time? Is this going to help me? And that first impression is our packaging. It is our thumbnail. It is our title. And that's what determines what our click-through rate is. And then overall, therefore, views on our video. And so if we miss step 2 right here of packaging, our video is going to flop, even if it's amazing video. And that's where most of the effort is. It's filming and editing and producing the actual video. But if we disregard having good packaging, that video just went to waste. So you want to have proven titles. Now with YouTube's new features, you're able to split test up to 3 titles and thumbnails separately or included. And what I'll leave you with for packaging is quickly explaining the relationship between a title and a thumbnail. First of all, it all goes back to topic. Your topic is going to be what determines what your title is, therefore what your thumbnail is. But when you get the topic out of the way, you know what it is. Now we package that into, okay, what's a good thumbnail? Look at the score that platforms like 1 of 10 give you. Look at other people's titles. Look at different ways to iterate and make sure and confirm that that score is good based on the data that 1 of 10 has, based on the SEO score that you get, based on keywords that people are searching on a platform like YouTube where the primary way of finding content is via search. We want to to make sure the title's optimized, definitely split test different variations. But then when we get to our thumbnail, we don't just want to do a picture of us. We don't just want to do what AI says. We want to split test, of course. We want to make sure there's a congruency in the relationship between the title and the thumbnail. Meaning just like the way when someone comes through, let's say a paid ad funnel, they start with the ads, they go to the funnel, they go to the page. First thing that they see is a headline, right? So was there congruency between the front end, the ads to that headline? That's going to determine, okay, is this worth it for me? Is this still legit? Is this still what I thought it was based on these ads? Then they're going to go to take the next action, click the button, watch the VSL. It's the same thing here where it has to complement the title. It has to have that congruency. And this is also not a linear thing where there's one way to do it and there's a one size fits all of here's your title, here's your thumbnail. It can be different. It can even go against the title, meaning how to get ungated on Amazon, something like this. Thumbnail could be something like it's harder than you think, or it's easier than you think. Something that spikes curiosity and also prefaces more of what the video is about. In this case, we did a stat. 93% of sellers are gated. Here's how to fix that. We obviously use Jeff Bezos as the tweet to have more relevancy to Amazon. So there's a lot of ways you can go about pairing up this relationship between your title and your thumbnail, but just bottom line, know that the congruency here is super important. They have to complement one another and it can't be random. And number 3 is our actual video structure. This is the video itself. This is so important because the retention of your video is going to be what determines if people actually buy from that video and if your video also gets pushed on YouTube's platform to new viewers. So you want to follow some sort of actual proven structure, and I'll break down the structure of this video that we're showcasing and running through right here. Starting off, we have our intro. The goal of this is to grab attention, but not just grab attention like we would on other platforms or like short form content, because it's different because they're investing more time into a longer video. And so they're in this second phase of scanner mode of figuring out, is this worth my 10 minutes? Is this worth my time? And so in this hook, we don't only have to grab attention right away, but we have to convince them and prove to them that this is going to be worth their time, which is exactly why the next thing we do is set the reason, deliver the promise. Sometimes we'll go even further. We'll insert credibility, which is AKA just another reason to make the video more valuable and something that they should take to heart and actually listen to and watch the full duration of. But of course, just like with short form content and hooks being important, the intro to your YouTube video is the most important part. It decides if people are going to scroll away and click out of that video after that minute long or however long your intro is, or if they're going to stay for the video. But that's not to say we can disregard the rest, because then we go into actually delivering the promise of value. And if we don't deliver the promise that we made, if reality does not meet expectations, then people are obviously just going to leave right there. So you got a bit more retention, but they're still leaving. They're not making it to your pitch. Now, this third section is super crucial, which I don't see enough people doing, which is having a mini CTA. The reason why this is so important is because this is a known stat that the average video drop off is about 1/3 through a video on YouTube. And so if this is the average for even huge creators and there's nothing we can do about it, it's just an average stat based on attention spans and the long duration of these videos, then we have to be urging people to take some sort of action. We have to have a mini soft CTA of here's the next step to take. Even if it's one sentence of, hey, you made it far in this video, one quick sec, check the links down below if you want to apply for blah, blah, blah. Let's continue with the video. Something as simple as that. Now we're right back to delivering the promise, continuing with the elaboration of the value and what we're explaining in the video based on the topic that we chose. Then we're getting to our solid CTA, our outro. So CTA to next step, plus send people into our flywheel, which is the best part of YouTube, which I'm most excited to cover in this video. We'll talk about next, but we're still CTAing. We're still reiterating to check that link down below to take that action step to go deeper into our funnel. And we're expanding on it a little bit more than we would in our mini CTA, but then we're also sending people down our flywheel. The way we have to look at this is that not all leads are ready to buy here. People are watching for the topic. People are watching because they're interested and they're looking for a solution to their problem. It doesn't mean that they're going to go straight into your funnel. They're going to apply, they're going to book a call, they're going to piff right away. So at the same time, some people will, but if we disregard all the other people, which is a huge majority that just simply aren't ready, they haven't seen enough content. Like maybe this is the first piece of content they saw. They enjoyed the topic. They got specific actionable value on this topic. Now there's reciprocity. Now there's rapport built, but they're not necessarily ready to buy from you, right? They haven't seen case studies. They don't know a lot about your offer, the specific system that you have to offer them, but that's exactly what we're going to do in our flywheel. We're going to prompt them to take action, but instead of selling them into something right away, we're just going to give them more free content to watch. Now, quick side note before we move on to the fourth section, the amount of scripting, word for word meaning, is going to depend on your level of expertise and your ability on camera. For example, with this client, it's more so an outline because he knows what he's doing. He knows what to expand on. He sees the structure. He understands it. He's done a few videos. And so he doesn't need a word for word script. In other cases, you might need a lot more to expand on, something closer to a word for word script, or else you might not have a video at the end of the day. Now, our fourth and final and most exciting section here is the flywheel / chain funnel, whatever you want to call it. You might have heard a few other people call it different things, but this is super simple how it works, but super crucial to set up the right way. Basically, like I talked about earlier, what this consists of is having a step of videos for people to watch. For example, people like Iman Gadzi, I'm sure you know him, have followed this same strategy of finding relevant, broader topics within his niche, within his space, making content, not CTAing anyone anywhere, not selling them, but then sending them to one specific video from multiple other sources, for multiple broader videos, sending them back to this core sales video is what I call it, and only selling them in this video. He'll only have links in his descriptions and a hard CTA in this video. And what do you know? When he came out and started offering B2B consulting services, he let us know that that video alone for one of those chain funnels that he ran made him $20 million on one offer. So why would we not do the same thing that the top guys are doing? It obviously works. So how this works is integrating the flywheel and what this video is into the outro of your video. So you're going to do something like wrap up, say your CTA, say I hope you got value from this video, then you're going to point up and say, and watch this video next. I break down XYZ. This is taking them from your broader topics into your core video. Now in your core video, you can still have value. You can still structure this video to be somewhat entertaining. It shouldn't be a super boring video, not a traditional VSL, because it should still be optimized around this being technically organic content. It's on YouTube, right? But what we have to get across in this video is what is the system that you're selling? What's the offer that you're selling? What are the real results? What have you done yourself? What's the transformation? And so this video has to have an aspect of selling more to the audience, still with entertainment and engagement and a good structure that actually works on YouTube. But we have to also understand that the core point of this video is to sell, and most traffic from this video is from our broader topics. This video itself doesn't have to get a bunch of reach on its own. It's going to get reach from sending traffic from these broader videos down here to nurture and sell them through this video. Now we don't end here also, because with a tiny bit more effort, we can send people even a bit further into our organic sales cycle just on YouTube alone, just with this chain funnel. For the people that are a bit more skeptical, they saw your broad content, reciprocity is now there, there's now rapport, and the topic was relevant, so it got their attention and they got the value they're looking for on that specific topic. Now they went to your core sales video, they're like, okay, I understand his system, understand his offer, seems valuable, but has he helped anybody, right? What's an unbiased view of this? We send people to case studies. Right after the core video, we're CTAing them to go into our funnel, right? To go into our sales funnel, to go into our forum, to take the next step, right? We want to hope most people are ready by now, but for the skeptics that they don't even want to click on that page, they want to see proof, they want to see case studies. Let's send them case studies, right? Let's stack this with the next suggested video to be an interview video, case study video with one of your clients. And let's make the same one there, another interview video, right? Let's just stack proof, because why not? It's just a suggested video and it's just something that we add in the description, as you'll see right here. And it's just another layer of proof, reasoning, and selling within our content. That's all going to be passive, right? You film this interview once, you film the core sales video once, and it does all the selling, and our broad and relevant topic videos send traffic and feed this pipeline. Now, when it comes to structuring also the description, because as we talked about, this is going to be the suggested video at the very end, but this is also going to be in the description. Is the way we're going to do this is we're still going to have our type form on every single broad video. Someone like Iman Gadzi getting so much reach, the law of averages says that he doesn't have to sell in those videos. If anything, there's going to be more harm in selling in those because he's doing so much reach and because of his audience and different factors. But in this case, we're still going to be adding a direct action step to go into our sales funnel, generally from our broader videos. We're just not so heavily pushing it in our front end content that are these broader and more relevant topics, because we don't want to sell too hard right here. We know most people aren't ready. We're going to do that in our core sales video. But the way that we structure this is that we're going to have the sales funnel links. We're going to have the suggested video, not just in the video, but also in the description. We're just going to paste a link. YouTube's going to pop it up like a little embed, perfect like this. Looks great. This of course goes to our flywheel core video. And then our third link can be our Instagram. Just like with any funnel and channel of marketing, we want to understand the different pathways someone might take. It's really random. You never know with the specific person. You're not talking to them yet. They might go through your flywheel perfectly. They might be kind of more skeptical, but they're totally willing to consume content, and the rapport and reciprocity was established in that first video. They're going to go through your core sales video. They're going to go through all the case studies, or maybe they ended the core sales video. They book from there, they sell, they close, whatever happens, or they go to your case studies, they book from there. So there's different pathways. So who's to say that there wouldn't be a pathway of seeing that first video, or even seeing the core video or a case study, and not necessarily wanting to book themselves through your sales funnel, but wanting to DM you on Instagram first. So let's add this resource there, right? Add your Instagram so that they can DM you. Setter can pick it up, you can pick it up. Answer any specific questions they have right there, because they might have questions that are holding them back from booking that call in the first place, even if they're completely sold on the content. But in their head, the barriers, I have this one question, booking a call is not worth it until I get this answer. So we want to have the Instagram here. But a quick side note, never add social links in our YouTube descriptions. The reason for that is because when we look at YouTube metrics, we have our engagement rate, people that like, people that comment. These are great. We have our watch time retention that also proves that this video is really good. People sat and watched through it. But a deeper metric that YouTube cares the most about is actually session time, which is not just your watch time retention on your video, but the rate and how long people stay on YouTube after watching your video, right? How are you helping YouTube is how they see it. If you can get people to stay on YouTube for longer, they're going to be able to run ads to these people more, therefore make more money. And so session time is so important, and that's why. And when we do things like add external links to our YouTube descriptions, we kill our session time right there. When we could just add a simple, if it's Instagram, everyone has it. We just add our Instagram and they look us up that way. Now, you might say, but Grayson, we have a type form right here. We're sending people into a sales funnel or a form to apply. Okay, but this sacrifice is worth it to me, right? This is for the people that are action takers, that are ready to go, that are going to take this step and, have a higher chance of converting than if we're going to link them to our Instagram and kill our session time here. So this is just a fair trade in my eyes that's worth it to take. And that's why we still do link the sales page, because we want those direct conversions coming straight through the funnel. And that is a simple 25K a month YouTube strategy and funnel. And if you're watching this video looking to set up something like this for yourself, you're running a service-based business, you're in the info scene selling some sort of mentorship or coaching product, this is exactly what I set up done for you for my clients. And if you want to schedule a call directly with me one-on-one, see if this is a good fit, talk about how and if I could help you out in your situation, I'll leave a link down below in the description to book a call. We can run through things there, see if we're a good fit to help you out. Hope this video was valuable. If it was, drop a like, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.